Do you remember the last time you actually had a good, deep cry? For some of you, it has been months. For others, it has been years. You watch a devastatingly sad movie, and you feel nothing. You go through a massive life change, a breakup or a loss, and instead of breaking down, you just feel flat. You stare at the ceiling and wonder, what is wrong with me? Am I a sociopath? Why do I feel so empty? You are not a bad person. You have not lost your humanity. You are experiencing a severe physiological defense mechanism known as emotional blunting, or in clinical terms, alexithymia. You are not empty. You are actually so full of unprocessed stress that your brain's circuit breaker has forcibly shut the power off to keep you alive. To understand why you can't feel, we have to look at how your nervous system handles chronic stress. Imagine your emotional capacity is an electrical panel in a house. When a house gets struck by lightning, the circuit breaker flips off so the house doesn't burn down. Your brain does the exact same thing. If you have spent years in survival mode, maybe you had to be hyper-independent, maybe you were forced to grow up too fast, or maybe you have just been running on high-functioning anxiety for a decade, your amygdala was constantly overloaded. Eventually, the brain realizes that processing all of this fear, anger, and sadness is taking up too much energy. So, it flips the switch. It deploys a flood of endogenous opioids, your body's natural painkillers, to numb the psychological pain. The emotional blunting is not a malfunction. It is your nervous system wrapping you in bubble wrap so you can survive your daily life without collapsing. At first, this numbness feels like a superpower. You become the calmest person in the room during a crisis. When everyone else is panicking, you are highly logical and efficient. You are the strong friend who handles everything without shedding a tear. But here is the devastating catch. You cannot selectively numb emotion. Brené Brown famously said that the emotional spectrum is a package deal. If you numb the dark emotions, the grief, the anger, the vulnerability, you accidentally numb the light ones too. This is why you don't feel genuine joy anymore. This is why your achievements feel hollow. You get the promotion, you graduate, you hit the milestone, and you just feel okay. You have protected yourself from the agony of the lows, but you have traded away the ecstasy of the highs. Your entire life is lived in the gray zone. Because the emotional exits are blocked, the energy has to go somewhere. If you suffer from emotional blunting, you likely experience mysterious physical symptoms. You don't feel anxious, but your jaw is clenched so tight your teeth hurt. You don't feel sad, but you have chronic stomach issues, migraines, or a heavy tightness in your chest. Psychologists call this somaticizing. Your body is literally weeping because your brain refuses to let the tears out of your eyes. The trauma is stored in your muscles, waiting for you to finally acknowledge it. So how do we get the power back on? How do we thaw the ice? You cannot force yourself to cry. If you try to force it, your brain will just build a thicker wall. You have to start with micro-dosing vulnerability. Your nervous system needs to know it's safe to feel again. Start by identifying physical sensations instead of complex emotions. When you drink a glass of cold water, focus entirely on the temperature. When you sit in a chair, focus entirely on the gravity pulling you down. This is called somatic tracking. It reconnects your brain to your body without triggering the trauma alarm. If you have been feeling completely empty lately, comment, "I am thawing," down below, and subscribe to MindNest because your feelings are safe here.